Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Tony. I go by Random Dude on the internet, and today we are here in Skyhold in Dragon Age Inquisition. And we are going to talk to people and figure out where stuff is. Number one, let's talk to Solus, because he's in here. He's supposed to be in here. Oh, there he is. Note on the table. Regarding your request as a noted partner of the Inquisition, Lady Montilier has ensured our contacts are quick to reply. The few titles on hand accompany this letter, with the remaining en route from libraries in Valroyo and the surrounding. Archivist Bannon. Fade and Spirits, Mysterious and Enchanter's Observations, The Unholy Grace, On Silver Cords, Wisdom Failed, The Hedge Mage, translations of the El Ilan Excavation, Tevinter Journeys Inward, R. Orlesian Heart, Speaking to the Other, a translation, On Lyrium, a Templar's Memoir, Dalish Myth and Collected Truths Against, Elvenon Disfalsis, Trio Metadracas. There are two more pages of titles listed beneath. Ooh, there's something up there. I hear Fade Whispers. It's coming from the fire. The Rotunda and the Fresco. As per your request, I have made a thorough examination of the fresco adorning the Rotunda. I first attempted to clarify its intent with Messer Solus. Forgive me, I know he is not titled within the structure of the Inquisition. Sorry, hold on. Gotta mute my phone. Forgive me, I know he is not titled within the structure of the Inquisition, but the more I learn of his experience, the more awkward I feel not using a formal honorific. On the mural, all Messer would say is, Skyhold is her fortress, meaning, of course, the Inquisitor. These are her actions. He is, of course, correct, and the subject of each edition is self-evident. On the medium and method, it is elven fresco, pigment, and plaster, and it is grand. I have rarely been privileged to observe such skill as it is applied. It is considered, with long periods of study before the image emerges, the whole cloth, and with certainty. It speaks of how I imagine elves view the world and the measured nature of their step. I should expect such competence from Messer, given his probable years of study, but it is still an amazing work, demonstrating an art with few living practitioners, even among the Dalish. Archivist Bannon. Well, there's nothing on the fresco yet.
My friend.
Tell me about Corypheus.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhold. What more can I tell you? Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with our adversary.
I respect you.
You've given me good counsel before. I could use some now.
My apologies, Inquisitor. My poor manners shame me. I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
You seem to know a bit about his orb.
I would like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I suspect the blast that destroyed the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
And you said it's elven.
You said that you believe the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Tevinter mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the archdemon.
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people to the old god dragons who became archdemons.
What do you think he'll do next?
What do you think Corypheus will do next?
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Tevinter.
Whew. How certain are you of this?
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible, assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself. Anyone who tries is mad or lying. His deception will undo him, as it has done countless fools before.
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
According to the law, the ancient Magistars of Tevinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. It suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the Blight. The rest may come from the orb he carries.
I'm interested in what you told me of yourself and your studies. If you have time, I'd like to hear more.
You continue to surprise me. All right, let us talk. Preferably somewhere more interesting than this.
Oh, where are we going? Oh, we're back in Haven. Why are we back in Haven?
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
How are we back in Haven?
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
I'm glad someone was watching over me.
You were a mystery. You still are. I ran every test
I
I
like
could
this
imagine.
outfit on Solus.
Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
I would never have agreed to that.
You were in no position to argue. You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
But you didn't.
But you stayed.
I did. I told myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
Oh, he really cares.
Felt the whole world change?
A figure of speech.
I'm aware of the metaphor. I'm more interested in felt.
You change everything.
Oop.
Sweet talker.
Get a room.
We shouldn't. It isn't right. Not even here.
What do you mean, even here?
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you wake up.
Interesting. Hey, we got our room. I couldn't find it earlier. I tried to do this. That's a better color, but... Oh, armor? Oh, I like that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love that. Oh, that's beautiful. I might wear that. Yeah, I like that. Matches her hair, matches the eyeliner. Perfect. Okay, so we need stuff for stuff.
They've certainly spared no expense.
What's in here? This goes up. Oh, cool. Hello, Liliana's Crows. Ooh, we can sit. Oh, but that's gonna lead us to doing quests. I don't want to do that yet. Josephine has something for us, it looks like. She... Oh, hello, what's down here? Oh, yeah. Ooh, what's in here? Don't know what that was supposed to be. First Blight, Chapter 2. People of today have little concept of the consequences of the second sin. Oh, believe me when I say that when asked, pious, chantry-going folk will curse the use of foul magic, spitting and snapping their fingers. But none live today who actually remember the horror that was unleashed so very long ago. Whatever records might have existed, regrettably did not survive the chaos and ignorance that was to follow. We have only tales of survivors handed down through murky ages and the dogma of the chantry to instruct us, and that is precious little indeed. I believe I'm not understating when I say that the second sin unleashed the bane of all life upon Thetis. The Darkspawn are more virulent than the worst plague, a heartless force of nature that came into our world like an ill wind. We know from accounts of later blights, as these Darkspawn invasions came to be called, never has a more appropriate name existed, the Darkspawn spread disease and famine wherever they tread. The earth itself is corrupted by their presence, the sky roiling with angry black clouds. I do not exaggerate, my friends, when I say that a mass gathering of Darkspawn is an omen of dread cataclysm. It is said that those cursed magisters who became the first Darkspawn scratched at the very earth to find solace in the darkness of the dwarven deep roads, and there in the shadows they multiplied. Whether by intelligent design or by some last vestige of worship in their minds, they attempted to locate the old gods they had once served. They found what they sought. Dumat, first of the old gods, once known as the Dragon of Silence before the Maker imprisoned him and all his brethren beneath the earth for the first sin, usurping the Maker's place in mankind's heart. The slumbering dragon awoke, freed from the Maker's prison by his twisted followers, and became corrupted himself. Dumat was transformed into the first archdemon, his great and terrible power given will by a rotting, unholy mind. With the Darkspawn horde following, Dumat rose and took wing into the skies once more, bringing ruin to the world the Maker had created. The old god had become the eye of a dark storm that would ravage the entire world. The folly of General Not Sheraton. Not Sheraton was claimed a grand tactic of the true general, who must have orchestrated the whole affair from secret. The cloakroom, for not even his own attendants knew his face. They would have had the guard whisk him to jail for trespassing, but with his mask restored and wary of embarrassment, the general was merciful with Not Sheraton, imposing less than half the prescribed lashes and sparing her and her lord the gallows. They were allowed to leave Orlais on the condition that Not Sheraton was henceforth her name. 5? That's a weird thing. What is green? I imagine I should present you an object with... this is just a treatise on what's the purpose of color. Is it even real? Are our surroundings real, or is it a matter of perception? Blah 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 blah. This library is weird. Pyramids of Parvalin. Very little proof of resistance from Parvalin. The humans of Parval and Arcanari now. Their ancient civilization discarded like a child's toy. What's in here?
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
How many times do I have to say this? If it falls on the floor, it's still good to eat. Head cook Donatien. Yeah, sure. Might as well. Once again, please keep the elf out of the kitchen and check the sugar daily. I might have to get rid of head cook Donatien. They need 500 potatoes, 50 sacks of flour, 100 sacks of dried peas, as much as possible, salted meat. 4 to break in the new kitchen hands. Willow switcher. And I don't like this head cook. We need to get rid of him. I think this just leads outside. Yep, we're not ready for that yet. We're not ready. And here's where we keep our collection of the bottles of Thetis. Which we will eventually complete. Because I am a completionist. Josephine, why are you standing like that?
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better. The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
Everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
Turn your nose up at the grand game if you like, Commander, but we play for the higher stakes, and to the death.
The Court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venatori. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
We'll save her.
Don't worry, Josephine. We'll protect the Empress, no matter what.
I pray you're right. If your vision of the future comes to pass, the death of the Empress heralds the destruction of everything. Orlais holds Tevinter at bay. All of Thedas could be lost if the Empire falls to Corypheus. Celine is holding peace talks under the auspices of a grand masquerade. Every power in Orlais will be there. It's the perfect place for an assassin to hide.
We should warn her.
Does Celine know about the threats against her? Can we send word?
I've sent messages to the Empress, but it's impossible to know if she's received them. I'll arrange for an invitation at your discretion, Inquisitor.
Gotta go find the war room. Oh my gosh, look at all these war table missions. Alright. Let's see what's up here. Oh my gosh.
How are the rescue efforts? Have they found anyone alive?
Excavation is slow, as you can imagine.
Let's go ahead and unlock this. Scout of the region, set up camp. Kenrick has scouts gathering anything they can find. Be ready for hostile wildlife and angry Avar. Reclaiming the Mage Rebellion. Fiona, we got word that everyone that we could, but some cells were too remote to reach. We'll need the Inquisition to contact them, at least to let them know the Templars are gone. They are gone, right? Few agents with a mage from Redcliffe to persuade those cells to come in. Send a few non-Templar soldiers to protect them. They may not believe we aren't Templars. Ask the Vanaran for help in contacting them. I'm inclined to do Liliana for this. Oh, come on. There we go.
I've arranged an accord between the Marquis and the Dowager.
Wonder of wonders. Perhaps they can be useful to us after all.
Literally any of them are fine.
Let's see what we have.
A lot of mages just showed up. Hope they're friendly, because if they're not, we're in trouble. Memorial for Haven. Ambassador Montelier, although we've not always... it's from Marquis d'Aurelian. I believe that on this subject we will be in perfect agreement. I'd like to build a monument on the site where Haven stood as a memorial to all those who gave their lives defending the faith. How we work together to honor these fallen heroes, Madam Ambassador. I think since it's a response from for Josephine, then we should allow
Let us
Josephine to take
begin.
the edge. Please assure the Inquisitor of my deepest regret. Work on the memorial proceeded without incident, and it was unveiled to a crowd of almost 1,000. May it stand forever as a testament to the tenacity of the faith in times of great trial. Dorian. Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. There are Venatori mages out there lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus' minions, but these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except that would imply I don't want them dead, which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our heads together and track them down. At which point they would sneer something at you in Tevinter, and you would be forced to kill them. Which makes everyone happy, you for eliminating a potential threat, me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted to continue breathing. They would be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lady Inquisitor. Let's send... they'll show their faces, former Templars, Dorian's leads were effective. The Inquisition found several locations where these were hiding. Advanced camps, purpose unknown. If you wish to deal with them, I'm certain Dorian will be pleased. We'll mark it on your map. Specializations for the Inquisitor. Yes, please. This is Sir Morris, the Quartermaster.
At your service.
Training with these specialists will ensure the Inquisitor's abilities remain at their height. Gain Orzamar's friendship. We've received a message from the Orzammar. Knowing an ancient darkspawn threatens Thedas, King Balin officially declared his support for the Inquisition. And we'll send a delegation to cement the alliance.
Inquisitor.
Orzamar's pledged to our cause the most formidable warriors from the Legion of the Dead. According to the king, they are veteran darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless, and shared Orzamar's wealth, which we got a sigil of the Great Bear for. Power for a price. The Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It's time to exercise a weight for influence. Uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and arls. If they could not be engaged with plight or passion, they can be compelled through mercenary means, but there must be a display. Make it known that the Inquisition has the weight in boons, and dispensations of the powerful will be open to you. Therefore, thereafter, she need not curry influence, she can simply buy it. Power for a price. Yeah. A Grand March. Show the legion that I command. The Inquisition is a sight to behold, command of legions, hearts and minds. It is worthy, your Inquisitor is worthy, my masters are pleased. I'll bring my wares, and together we'll extend your reach to the stars above. Jesse, James, blah blah blah. Disaster in the deep roads. I think this is for the descent. The Inquisition has received an urgent request for aid from Orzammar. Subterranean earthquake collapsed one of their lyrium mines and endangered several others. It's a key provider of our lyrium. Why would we hire people in Orzammar to deal with an issue Orzammar can't deal with? Be finished by the time that we get there. Nope, I don't want to do that right now. Shadows over Denerim. First things first, an apology. I offered Rebel Mages safe harbor here in Ferelden only to have them drive my uncle out of his town, so I'll admit I wasn't in the best of moods when I first met you. I just wanted everyone out of Redcliffe and didn't care who was responsible for what. Now I'd wish I'd done otherwise. Isn't that always the way? These cultists, Venatori I think they're called. We have them in the royal palace, or so I'm told. Like rats, but with magic and nasty sneers. I don't know what they're up to, but I need to find them and drive them out. Since the Inquisition knows all about them, I'm hoping you'll help. Something, something, grateful something. Wait, did you just write that? You scribes do this on purpose, don't you? I probably want to do Liliana's for this. Yeah.
Let's see what we have.
Conscript for the Inquisition. Well, that settles it. We face a Darkspawn Magister who commands something that looks suspiciously like an archdemon. I defy anyone to tell me that this is no blight. We have Blackwall's treaties, and we have cause. Thetis will require little persuasion. Information and conscripts are well enough, but gold secures these things and more. Or we need to bolster our forces. Let him conscript more people. Yeah, we'll do Josephine for that.
Let us begin.
I'll need larger coffers soon. You made the right decision. Hinterland's resources. Liliana is really good for this because I think she gives us health
Inquisitor.
and lots of it, and it is repeatable, so that's nice. Blood Lotus and Dawn Lotus.
Inquisitor.
Well, you just said Elf Fruit is free in the mire.
All right.
What does Josephine get us for that?
Inquisitor.
More summer. Oh, she gets a little bit of both. That's cool. Get some influence. Well, that was bracing. A pitched battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants, fireballs flying, and swords flashing. It brings back old times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while, let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyhow, I'm grateful for your help. We wouldn't have found them without you. King Alistair Theron. Truth or dare. Madame Ambassador, words cannot express my gratitude for your gracious hospitality at Skyhold. After the events at Haven, one can hardly go anywhere in the Empire without hearing the word Inquisition. I shall be glad to have some facts to add to the wild rumors. I am grieved as you to hear of the vicious slander being spread. Justinia V was the best of us. It pains me to think that others would pollute her legacy in such a manner. I travel to Valfore soon. I shall ensure my cousins know the truth of this matter. Now that he's been here, we should talk to the nobles he's been seen with and let them all know.
Let us begin.
Reports of Darkspawn activity. There are reports of Darkspawn activity on the Storm Coast. While the area is sparsely populated, the Darkspawn pose a significant threat to travelers, as well as Inquisition soldiers stationed on the coast. Should the Darkspawn branch away from the region, villages further inland may be at risk. You could determine where they're coming from, or send soldiers to sweep the area. I'll send a column.
All right.
We conducted sweeps of the Storm Coast and determined where they are most concentrated. Our Ferelden-born soldiers are quite eager to see them driven back. Pass along news of de Maurier's visit to a few influential parties, implied that he was perhaps trying to butter both sides of his bread. I would describe the outrage this idea provoked, but that would make this letter indecent, and your spy mistress would abscond with it. You play as beautifully as ever, my dear. I can hardly wait to see what de Maurier's next move is. Give my love to your parents, the Vicomtesse Elodie de Moreau. Oh, this acquire the Arcanist. Yes. Skyhold has incredible potential for runecrafting and mastercraft smithing, if only we had a gifted mind to gain full benefit. The War and the Venatori have claimed many experts, but we have located an Arcanist with great skill and reputation for humbling first enchanters in both Andrastian and Imperial circles. 2 assassination attempts, and at least 1 explosion, have made landholders reluctant to allow her passage through their territory. It will take significant effort to bring her from Tantervale, but this Arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. Yeah, let's make sure that she comes in quietly. The Arcanist has been secured despite great cost, and the concern of more than a few traditional-minded mages. She awaits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. Ruffles, first off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me on finding this Balin fourth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. The courier is a magistrate, Lord Werner Cammering. The courier won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me. I'm owed a few favors in the Viscount's office. I could call one in. I have a friend in the Kirkwall Guard. He might be willing to talk to this magistrate. Or we can dig up dirt on him. That sounds like a good idea.
Inquisitor.
Cammering is dead, fully armored, locked in a room in his home, a knife in his back. He knew someone was coming for him. Ironically, the scene was exactly the same as one in the first Harden Hightown novel. Someone sent a professional after this magistrate. They had to leave a trail. It's not going to be Collins. Jevlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Don and Brennikovic slunk out defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? No, Donnan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Jevlin slouched if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new too large armor, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. What do we do then? The captain wants proof. We bring her proof. Liliana has written a note in the margin. The dead magistrate. An attempt to implicate Varric? Why? And in what? If an assassin killed the magistrate, a word of the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully. We should support an official investigation in the murder. Let's get to the crows. A letter has arrived at Skyhold, addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. The letter is unsigned except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. Interesting. We gotta protect Clan Lavelin. Dalen, I would not trouble you normally. You have enough on your shoulders, fighting ancient Tevinter magisters while representing your people. Unfortunately, the rifts that plague this land have spread chaos and fear along with them, and many seek to take advantage of it. Bandits are attacking Clan Lavelin. The raiders are well armed and heavily armored, and they come in numbers our hunters cannot match. We had settled in a small unclaimed valley not far from Wycombe, a safe place with few rifts, but these bandits may force us to seek a new home. If your Inquisition can help, you might save our clan much hardship. Keeper Dareth Shiral. Keeper Istimithorial Lavelin. We could send troops in force, send skirmishers, or petition the Duke of Wycombe. Let's investigate this option. Ambassador Montelier, I regret that my help for your Dalish allies came... Nope. That's not good. I don't like that. Well, I might have to go back and redo some of these. That's unfortunate. Nope. I'll be back. I'm not happy with that. The guy had lied to me. It told me the preferred option was Josephine. I'm so upset. I'll be right back. Tony, remember to cut this out. Wait, what? What is this? Oh, these are the trainers coming in. Yeah. We'll watch that later. Oh, no. Well, if I save now, I can't save right now. If I save now, how much do I have to go back? A fair bit. That's unfortunate. Like I mentioned, it's very finicky, these things.
Let's see what we have.
At your service. Inquisitor. At your service.
All right.
Inquisitor.
If it was abandoned when we arrived, who named this place Skyhold?
Solus says it changed hands so many times, the original builders can't be traced.
I read the House of Armitage once built a fortress in the vicinity 5 ages ago, but the records are lost. At your service.
Let's see what we have. Inquisitor.
Let us begin.
see what we have.
Unsavory parallels. Alright, so we're back here. And we know not to do Josephine because that ends up with our clan dead. So we either need to send forces or send skirmishers. I'm gonna send forces. Troops made good time to Wycombe and encountered the valley in force. Dalish were greatly surprised to see Inquisition soldiers coming to fight on their behalf, but when we broke the line of attacking bandits, the Dalish were quick enough to fight by our side. Our combined forces killed most of the bandits and drove the few survivors away. I doubt they will be coming back, though they were indeed well armed. The Duke of Wycombe offered his gratitude for dealing with the bandits and gave the Inquisition his hospitality while we were near the city. He's promised to ensure no further harm comes to the Dalish while they are near Wycombe. Lieutenant Rosaline Chambreterre. Strike a bargain with the merchant princes. Allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired whether they can assist us in any fashion. They could provide us with some of the finest goods in Thedas, a powerful boost to our prestige, and spread our influence north. The merchant princes will also attempt to ensnare us in contracts so convoluted that we will be eternally tied to them. If we are interested, we must send our most skilled negotiators. Our diplomats are well respected, and I feel we can come out ahead of the bargain if we are prepared to commit to it.
At your service.
We're more than satisfied with the agreement we reached with the merchant princes. Here's a duplicate if you wish to review it. I would put aside 3 days and 2 dozen candles. I did get a bunch of elf fruit off this. Truth or dare, see and be seen. Gracious hospitality while at Skyhold. Oh, we've already did this.
At your service.
Okay. Now we jump over to Orlais, because there's so much more stuff to do. We can just unlock all these real quick. We have all this power, we might as well spend it. These are just areas that we're unlocking. We don't have enough power to do some of these things. Exalted Plains or Emerald Graves. Let's do this. Alright. Western Approach Resources. What do you got there?
All right.
Deathroot, Vandal Aria, Lazarite.
Let's see what we have.
Search for the lost in Seralt. We know that Justinia's visit to Seralt did not contribute in any way to her death. Ambassador Montelier was considering allowing the Inquisition's emissary to remain by the Marquis's side nonetheless. Fortunately, an urgent missive from Seralt informed her that both the Marquis and the emissary had gone missing on a hunt. The Marquis's family has men searching the deep woods across the river. We could send spies or soldiers. I think probably sending soldiers there is probably what we need. Yeah. We found the emissary deep in the woods, but not the Marquis. Our man was shaken and could not find his voice, but he was able to lead our soldiers to a strange hut. Whoever lived there had escaped before we got there. Perhaps they heard our soldiers coming through the woods. Not the most ideal of outcomes, however, the soldiers discovered groves of medicinal herbs deep in the woods. Hmm. Well, apparently we did that one wrong too. I'll be right back. This guide lies to me a lot, and now I'm worried about the previous choices that I've made. I'm going to stop using the guide. I'm just going to go to the wiki for them. Come on, game. No, stop. Stop. I'm going to wait on the trainer one this time. Go away, ads. Wait, why am I here? Couldn't I have just been... Wasn't I right in the... Okay. Sure. I'm gonna do all this again.
I've made... The court's disapproval can be as great a threat.
Blah, blah,
It's the
blah,
perfect place.
blah, 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 blah. Oh no, I didn't change my outfit. Damn it. Alright, once more under the breach.
Inquisitor?
How are the rescue efforts? Have they found anyone alive?
Excavation is slow, as you can imagine.
Inquisitor? Let's see what we have.
All right.
Inquisitor? Let us begin. Inquisitor?
Inquisitor? Inquisitor?
All right.
Let's see what we have. Inquisitor?
Okay, so we should be back now. I did not unlock the DLC areas because it didn't make sense, so I'm going to unlock the rest of these other areas first. Okay. So, now we know to send Liliana because they'll be faster and quieter. Our scouts located a strange hut in the woods. Entering the hut, they found the Marquis and the emissary sitting across from each other playing a game of chess. Upon seeing our scouts, the emissary balked and fled. The reports described his eyes as inhuman. Our agents took off in pursuit but were unable to capture him. Though the Marquis showed appreciation for the rescue, he was unable or unwilling to provide us with answers about the fate of our emissary. A token of Sheralt has been gifted to the Inquisition in gratitude and sympathy. Investigate the Hunter Fell. Based on the revelation at Haven that the Venatori operatives report to a darkspawn believed to be the Magister Corypheus, a threat assessment of the possible Venatori has been reprioritized as vital. Duke Tythus Pentagast rules the Navaran city of Hunterfell. A former military hero who prided himself on his open-minded attitude, Duke Tythus rules with the help of a secret network of old adventuring companions and possible lovers, as they are all rumored to be women. Information on the 5 Bells of Hunterfell is limited, but they are known to include humans from both Orlais and Ferelden, an elf, a dwarf, and even a Talvashah. Known or suspected backgrounds range from respected Mortalitasi or dragon hunter to bard, smuggler, or even apostate. We believe one of the 5 Bells of Hunterfell is a Venatori agent working to advance the agenda of Corypheus. So this is a logic grid puzzle. All we can say for certain about the apostate is that when asked why she had not joined the circle, she declared that the chant of light was for humans and meant nothing to her. Hope this information helps. Continue investigation. You've confirmed that the Talvashah is not a mage. Whether she is or was one of Duke Typhus' lovers, she now appears to be in a relationship with the smuggler. We can look at the Mortalitasi, or the Arlesian woman, or the Talvashah. So we know that the Talvashah is not the Mortalitasi or the apostate. And it's probably the elf. All information about the 5 bells of Hunterfell has come back negative. Tavashoth is not the bard, the elf is not the Mortalitasi, the dwarf is not the smuggler. The elf is the apostate. Tavashoth is the smuggler, I believe. We've learned that the Ferelden is the Venatori agent, but unless we can link her to a specific background quickly, we will lose this lead. We must remove the target immediately. Can you stop? The bard, the smuggler, or the Mortalitasi. Well, a Mortalitasi is a Navaran death mage. It's probably not the Mortalitasi. Bards are usually Orlesian, so it's probably the smuggler, right? Because the bard is not the elf or the smuggler. Or not the elf or humans. It's got to be the dwarf. The dwarf is not the smuggler.
Let's see what we have.
Target was eliminated, and as expected, all other targets went into hiding. Duke Tythus did not locate our operatives. Information the Duke found on the corpse revealed the smuggler's Venatori involvement. Duke Tythus has cut off trade with the Deventer Imperium and is thoroughly investigating his city. Hunterfell is no longer subject to Venatori influence. Operative Iron Bull will receive further intelligence reports to continue his efforts. The supplies from Saharon have also been dispatched. I need water. We entered a battle, and it's over some land. Can't allow this to happen. Let's send in our diplomats.
Let us begin.
Which allowed us to avert a war. The Serpent of Navarra. Defender mage by the name of Aurelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus. Rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heated. There is evidence that he may be a member of the Venatori. Having the Navaran king under their sway would give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. Let's capture this guy. Yep, took him out. Alliances observing a deadlock. Several noble houses tend to spur their own fortune by crafting an alliance of their own. Squabble. Send an ambassador of the Herald, not the Inquisition. Invite them to observe our soldiers' training. I think Josephine's probably best for this. Additional trading partners. We're tired of waiting for winter to emerge. Those are all resources. And all of this is just more resources. So we're finally done with war table stuff. Good. That was too long. I'm gonna have to cut out like 30 minutes of having to go back. Oh no, my outfit. Hang on, I'll be back. Can I go up to my room? Can I fast travel there? No.
They've certainly spared no expense.
Oh no, I didn't grab any of the notes. I'm gonna do so much editing for this episode. It's not even that much editing, because all I'm doing is cutting stuff out. It's just annoying. Yep, I didn't come here and grab any of this. Unfortunate. Ugh, I didn't even level up. I'm an embarrassment.
There's no end of it. I can store...
Okay. Alright. Did I even talk to Solus in this? Save. Let me save. This isn't where Solus is. Did I even do the trainer mission? I didn't. I need to go back and do that. Jesus.
Let us begin.
have to go to the Storm Coast and get more spindleweed.
Sleep well?
Okay, we're back.
I've never done anything like that before. On a number of levels.
I apologize. The kiss was impulsive.
Oh,
and
hey, there's art here
ill-considered,
now.
and I should not have encouraged it.
You did kiss me back. If I'm pressuring you,
No, you're not. I am perhaps pressuring myself. It has been a long time, and things have always been easier for me in the Fade. I am not certain this is the best idea. It could lead to trouble.
I'm willing to take that chance. If you are.
Maybe, yes. If I could take a little time to think. There are considerations.
Take all the time you need.
Thank you. I am not often thrown by things that happen in dreams, but I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss anything, I would enjoy talking.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
I feel like we probably
You
already
shamed
did
him
this.
when you
Yeah,
destroyed.
we already did.
He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Spirits, please.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I met a friendly spirit who observed the dreams of village girls as love first blossomed in their adolescence. With subtlety, she steered them all to village boys with gentle hearts, who would return their love with gentle kindness. The matchmaker, so I called her. That small village never knew its luck.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found the ruin of Barandur, a lost Tevinter city
Hey,
buried deep beneath
whoa,
the dead
really?
and barren wasteland. Volcanic ash had sealed it tight. In one dark moment, every living creature
Like a
in the city
Pompeii.
seared and smothered. They were statues in the ashes, like a mold made to recall the lost.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a savage human horde go marching toward the battlefront. They sang the soldiers' hymn to keep formation. Primal music shook the ground. These savage, unwashed warriors carried harmonies no chantry choirs mastered. Though their cause was all but hopeless, they sang songs that made the spirits weep.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
So that's Corypheus and the orb, and us destroying Haven. That looks like Alexius, maybe? And Redcliffe, the past and the future? Or the present and the future? That is probably the formation of the Inquisition. And this is the Pride Demon, maybe, at the breach? Alright, so now we gotta go looking for...
It's looking
Who are
good.
you?
Hello. Honored, Inquisitor. Gotzi Sturhold. Did my part on the walls. Now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know its worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
To venture
Oh.
early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Damnedest things. Massive spires that aren't stone. It's like a mortar. Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day.
But you have
And
cast
before
the
you
statues.
ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman.
Bronca.
Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Tell you what, you finish one, and I'll write it up. Who better, right? A good dwarven perspective.
Another time.
Best of the vein, Inquisitor.
This is our garden. We're going on a little tour of Skyhold today.
Fertile ground, even here. This hold has everything.
I should have all the seeds from the golden nug.
Inquisitor, Elan Vemal. Honored to represent the College of Herbalists and offer my services as apothecary. My colleague Adan was clear about the worth of your cause. I look forward to assisting him.
I look forward to working with you.
And are you? I wasn't sure what to think of you people, but recent events have put those doubts to bed. All the mundane needs of Skyhold will be well tended. If you note anything special, let me know. I'm here to serve the cause we must.
Let's get spindleweed because we need some of that. And it never hurts to have elf root. I only get 2. Now, there's an arrow up there. And a note right here. Wilbur, they're very proud of him. Hear about the Inquisition in the village. Take care of yourself. Love always, mother. Why do I always have to address the letters to Rector? Is that what they... Oh, that's a code name. I don't like having that. We need to destroy that letter ASAP. We can't have our agents compromised by their parents. I'm gonna find out what's up with that arrow. Elven arrow with inscription, make you dead, or near enough. Mason Gatsy. That's interesting. So right now we can only have the 2 plants, but I think once we upgrade our garden, we'll be able to have more. Hey, Quartermaster Thren.
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it.
It's Mother Giselle.
Ah, Inquisitor, you have finally come into your own. The Maker has put you on a difficult path. I pray you walk it safely.
I'll do my best to earn this.
You earned this in Haven. The Maker has chosen you to deliver us from Corypheus. You have the faith and support of everyone here. Never forget that. Now, was there anything else?
No, not for now.
Farewell.
Maker go with you.
Who are you talking to? We can't exit out of there. Is this a door? No. This is a door. Bride of the Maker, Canticle of Trials 1, 5-1. I'll let you read that on your own. Pause it if you like. Each got a lot to do and a tour to complete. So these are the battlements. We don't want to come here yet. That's for later. I want to go talk to people about having moved.
Complete. Well,
Last 3
how about
shipments.
that?
It's still...
Stone met, Inquisitor.
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Tell you what,
Well, you said
who
that
better,
one was
right?
complete.
Best of...
Read. Death on the wall. Oh no, oh no, one of the people fell. We need better workplace safety standards. I thought there was something here. This is news of Haven being destroyed. Why would a crier leave a note?
So, Inquisitor. It is Inquisitor now, right? Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Droste, what did I step in?
I didn't expect it either.
I've apparently been through a lot. But yes, Corypheus was a surprise.
No, a surprise would be, oh, I stepped in dog shite. No one says, oh, a Magister God monster, I'm surprised. Impossible things aren't surprises.
He seems real enough.
The ancient thing trying to kill us seems pretty real.
Don't get me started. Oh, wait, too late, right? A Magister who cracked the Black City. It's a hazy dream, right? I mean, if it's real, then the seat of the Maker? Real thing. A seat needs a book, so the Maker? Real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world? Real things. It's too far, innit? I just want to plug the Skyhold rubbish so I can go play.
Yeah, I mean, we need people who doubt.
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal. A nice, well-paid normal.
That makes sense.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
Is Sarah Ferelden? Like, I can't place her accent. Anyone up here? I guess we don't have a named Smith anymore for some reason. That's weird looking. Cassandra.
Have you met this friend of Varric's, Inquisitor?
Not yet, no.
It had better not be who I think it is. I will wring that little bastard's neck.
Who do you think it is?
Why? Who do you think it is?
Someone Varric claimed he could not contact. Someone the Inquisition, indeed all of Thedas, desperately needed. I'll reserve judgment until I know for certain. No need to have that rogue screaming persecution yet again.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
But what are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars?
No. The Order didn't assume command until after the rebellion. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful, considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would
like
keep
setting
mages under control.
blood aflame
It
is
was
gonna
felt
kill
Most
them.
Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her actions were justified. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
I agree with you.
You're right. Something should have been done.
When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
I've no more questions.
Something is troubling me, Inquisitor. Leliana is receiving reports of mages becoming possessed, Templars going rogue. No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
Of course.
We can certainly look into it.
I will mark these incidents on the map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
May I ask you about the Chantry?
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
I do. Though I understand how someone born outside of human society might think otherwise. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
So what should that new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different.
That's fair.
But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinia?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new divine. Sometimes it takes days,
Kind of like
or
a
weeks,
papal...
or even months. The problem now is that no
election.
clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the Conclave.
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
If they do choose a new divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend on what type of divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new divine could expect such obedience now.
I think she had one more dialogue tree to go down.
Yes?
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time,
Just
perhaps.
spilled water on myself.
I'll let you get back to work.
Apparently we can ask her for
Greetings.
advice.
Do you have any advice for me?
Treat Dorian with caution. It's possible he could be what he seems. A Tevinter mage wishing to do better than his countrymen. What if he is not? At best, his presence makes the Inquisition appear to have questionable allies.
That's
mean,
enough
that's
for
fair.
now.
Another time, then.
Nope, I wanted to read the note. Brick marks. Skyhold has stolen bricks. Found a brick mark I know from my elder's notes. Fired in high ever before it was sacked in 480. That was Orlais, but this style isn't. So it's probably looted. There may be others. That time is long past, but the Inquisitor should know where they live. Our cause rights a greater wrong. Crimes of the past will be eclipsed soon enough as this becomes the home of the Inquisition, but send word to High Ever so they can amend their histories. Oh, hello.
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
Where's Thren?
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views.
Logan.
Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
How is it going? Do we have what we need?
Our capacity increases, as do our requests to suppliers. I've had to threaten some contracts. It was exhilarating.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
Yes, but what about you? What have
And
you done?
your qualifications?
To be honest, your worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
So we gave up
As
a
you were.
skilled
We are here for
quartermaster
you, Inquisitor.
for a newbie because she liked Logain.
Of course. Another time.
But I suppose Logain did have... is not the best figure for both Ferelden and Orlais at the moment. Father, I will not come home. I know what happened to Haven. I was there. I'm not afraid of death. If none of us are brave enough to stand, then all of us will fall. I am your son. If you trust nothing else, trust me. I also would like to request that you stop using such language to refer to the Inquisitor. It's not what you think. She's not trying to replace the Divine or the Chantry or become God. I know it's hard for you to see an elf in such a position of power, but I think it's time for you to think about why you feel the way you do about them. Don't you remember the story of Andraste and the elves who helped her? If the Inquisitor is really Andraste's herald, maybe it's Andraste sending us a message telling us to let go of our foolish hatreds. I just hope you'll be able to see that this is my duty, that this is what I want and how I feel is my duty. I think Mother would be proud. I know she would want you to be proud of me too. Your son, dedicated Inquisition soldier, Eustace. This leads up to some barracks. Oh, it's a Sinquisition. Sinquisitor Faye. I love you. Okie doke. I'm gonna have a lot to edit out this episode. What all do we need? We need quarries, more logging stands. We're gonna need a lot more logging stands. And a bunch of spindleweed.
Nothing? Unfortunate.
Iron Bull, what you got for me, bud?
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it. Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
Yeah, what's up?
What did you want me to come see?
Here, come on. I'll show you.
Didn't I give you shock retire? Why are you wearing that outfit here?
Why am I dressed like this?
You'll see. Come on. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Evening. Iron Bull. My merc band just joined up.
Tanner. I'm from Jader. Well, near Jader.
Mira. I was guard captain for Lady Pendel. Signed on after shit blew up at the Conclave. Share a drink? Who's your friend?
This is Grim. She doesn't talk much. So, you ready to kill some demons? Or Venatori? Or whatever that Corypheus asshole is?
This isn't just about killing. We're helping the Inquisitor save the world and build the next empire.
Well, long as I get paid, I'm happy.
Yep, Iron Bull said we
That's
don't say
why I
much,
signed
so...
up.
I just couldn't spend my whole life on a farm. Needed to live a little, you know.
What about you, Mira? Why'd you join up? I thought you were serving some noble.
I saw what happened at Haven. The Inquisitor staring down that monster and his archdemon. I don't sing the chant of light as much as I should. But you can't see something like that and not believe.
Well, Grim and I should find our tents. Thanks for the drink. I know every soldier under my command. You don't have that option, but a few faces might help.
You made it sound like you didn't like the Inquisition.
People don't always tell the truth when you're polite. You've got to poke them a bit.
But those two soldiers might think you're an asshole.
So?
It was good to get their perspective.
Yeah. Sounds like we could use an easy win for boys like Tanner. And vets like Mira have seen enough to be wary. You've got a good army coming along. Remember that. No matter what comes next.
I like Iron Bull a lot. Harding, what's up?
Scout Harding.
Your worship.
Shouldn't you be out there scouting?
In a bit. We're in Skyhold for supplies and a change of personnel. Not me, though. Indispensable.
So, who's Scout Harding, really?
Me? Oh, I'm no one. Lived near Redcliffe all my life. Herded sheep for my neighbor. When the Inquisition came through my village, I helped by telling them everything I knew about the area. Then I signed on. Wanted to see the world before it was swallowed up by... that thing out there.
What's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here, looking like a storm cloud. That's just her face, though, isn't it?
I should go.
He has resting storm cloud face, and I'm here for it. Iron Bull, did you... You left. Do you have more dialogue, Iron Bull?
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
Harold's Rest. Archery contest. All challengers welcome except Varric and Bianca. Cabot, where's
Inquisitor.
Flissa?
And you are...
The bartender, Cabot.
just the bartender?
You were expecting...
Where's my old bartender?
I was expecting the same face from Haven.
It's not a hereditary profession. I think Fleesa... what was it? She joined the Chantry? I don't understand the type, but that's her business. So...
Where did you study? I assume you're trained.
In bartending? I'm no alchemist. You mix the bottles that don't taste like nug and you pretend to listen.
Pretend to listen?
I suppose I trained at home, during feast day family visits. My specialty is ale. Old Antivan recipe. The secret is ale.
You're a bit of a hard ass. Why are you here?
And if I could fight, I'd be in a helmet. If I was a mage, I'd throw fire. And probably be dead. But I can't do anything. Just like the hundreds of people who can't do anything. Who make sure the thousands who can do something can do it. Besides, if you know a safer place than your castle, do share.
What's the current mood?
Sprightly.
What's the word out there?
They have heeded the call to power and are ready to raise arms at Chateau Croix de Gris.
As you were.
Inquisitor.
Chateau Croix de Gris. That's a fun one. Hey, I remember you. There's another song, Take Back the Sky. Hey, Krem.
Inquisitor. That's got a good ring to it. We're happy to be here, your worship. You need anything, let me know.
Iron Bull said the chargers were at my disposal. Do you have any suggestions on how to use them?
I suspect Haven's quiet by now. Might be worth sending the boys back. We could recover some supplies, get an idea about the enemy's strength. We could even pick up any stragglers who haven't found Skyhold yet.
Can we talk about the Bull's chargers?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the Chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Do the chargers specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops to skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the Chief goes wherever he can hit something.
Oh, so
Are
Grim's
there
an
rules
actual
for
member.
how mercenaries operate?
If you don't want some noble to treat you like bandits, yes. There's also a code of conduct most companies hold to. Keeps things civilized on the battlefield. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colors. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees, too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
We'll talk later.
Let's see. I think this is supposed to be some adventuring group, maybe? Iron Bowl. Oh, cutscene.
Inquisitor! Come, have a drink.
I was wondering what this
To
band
killing
was.
a
Now I
high
see it's
dragon
supporting his eye
like
patch up.
warriors of legend.
No questions, just drink.
I know, right? Put some chest on your chest. That little gurgle right before it spat fire. And that roar. What I wouldn't give to roar like that. The way the ground shook when it landed. The smell of the fires burning. Tarsidathan Halsam. You know, Kunari hold dragons sacred. Well, as much as we hold anything sacred. Here, your turn.
What was that phrase?
That thing you just said. You shouted it during the fight, too. What does it mean?
Oh, Tarsidathan Halsam. Closest translation would be, I will bring myself sexual pleasure later, while thinking about this with great respect.
You shouted that while it was breathing fire at us.
I know, right?
Ooh.
Yes, the second cup's easier. Most of the nerves in your throat are dead after the first one. Atashi, the glorious ones. That's our word for them. Atashi.
Why do you think the Kunari think of dragons that way?
Well, you know how we have horns. We kind of look more dragony than most people. Maybe it's that. But a few of the Ben Hasrath have this crazy old theory. See, the Tamasrans control who we mate with. They breed us for jobs like you'd breed dogs or horses. What if they mixed in some dragon a long time ago? Maybe drinking the blood, maybe magic, I don't know. But something in that dragon we killed spoke to me.
I am sorry that we had to kill it.
It's a shame we had to kill the
There was
dragon.
too much good loot in that
Damn good
valley.
fight. Dragons are the embodiment of raw power.
Straight raw power!
But it's all uncontrolled. Savage. So, they need to be destroyed. Taming the wild. Order out of chaos. Have another drink.
Whoa. Alright, sure. We'll match. Drink for drink.
Ooh.
Nice. To dragons.
To good fights.
To finding the biggest, baddest things in the world and showing them that we're badder.
Hell yeah.
Anan.
It's just what I Maker, I hope
You
it's
got
not
anything
me.
more to say, though? Seriously?
What can I do for you?
Nope.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Thank you.
Prem is so drunk they're standing on the chair. Sutherland.
Oh, Inquisitor, I joined. Sutherland, your worship.
I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way. I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning.
So there's a war table mission with him.
We don't need those chargers. We've soldiers enough without sellswords.
Look at their captain. What good could that good do you?
Hey.
Mercs are mercs. Can't trust any of them. No cause but money.
I hope that's the case with a leader like that.
Hey, they're good people.
I suppose you're right.
I don't know if there's anything up here. There's a door there. Can we go out that door? No. Oh, yes. Huh. There's a bedroom up here with an axe lodged into it. We don't want to be up here yet, though.
Oh, you know.
Everything important is down here for us. Black wall.
So, this is Skyhold.
Yep. Indeed it is.
Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications.
Oh, it's a good view.
We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
And we'll be ready for him.
He's not going to get the better of us again.
We lost good soldiers that day, loyal men and women. Let him come. I swear I'll take the twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
You're no good to me dead.
Watch that this enthusiasm of yours doesn't get you killed.
I wouldn't be the first to die in your service. The people flock to your banner, eager to fight for the Herald of Andraste. Their faith is a leash, and your Inquisition has taken hold of it.
I suppose.
Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
I'm not.
I wish they'd understand that I'm really nobody.
You're somebody. Don't you see what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter.
The truth absolutely matters.
Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable, and I've wasted enough of it.
The truth is all we have in this world, man.
I don't know.
Stories of the Inquisitor jumping down from the ramparts. Surely a thing to be told.
Not so standard.
That's
That'll guide
Sarah.
the dragon right in.
By the time it's across the growing legions, that roaring pincushion will be ripe for swords.
Vivian.
It was a mistake to use Haven as a base of operations. The town was completely indefensible.
I mean, we did defend it. If they didn't have a dragon, I think we would have won.
It was a bad location. We should have moved sooner.
You left yourself vulnerable to attack. It was a miscalculation, one that I'm sure you won't repeat. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
It ended up working in, well, yeah, he'll pay for it.
I'm not going to forgive what happened at Haven. Corypheus will answer for what he's done.
You're angry. Good. Anger can save you when everything else is gone. Just make sure you put it to good use. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. You can become the leader the faithful require, but you must do it soon.
So now we come down here.
The order was sent?
Yes, Commander.
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now!
Why does it sound like there's a cutscene, but we're in the loading screen?
We set up could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was.
What in the world?
With some warning, we might have...
What is this? What is this? Game, what in the world? I'll be back. That's really annoying. I don't know why I did that. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully it didn't...
Don't think. They flow. They burst through stone cut with their bloody
so we
hands.
just got out of the
and they
conversation with
never
Vivienne.
stop.
That's good.
That Carivius, he's got the menace. He's got the corruption.
Alright. So now we've saved right here.
Send men to scout the area. We need to
Why
know
is
what's
it
out
fucking
there.
up with this?
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
Change to windowed mode is what people are saying. Apparently this is a common bug, and changing to windowed is what fixes it. That's really annoying. I've never had this bug. Come on. Alright. Switching to windowed won't be so bad because it's basically on windowed now anyway. Come on. Go. Options. Display.
Send
There
men
we go.
to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
It was a bad situation.
We were all shaken by what happened.
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
How many did we lose?
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but it's improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
I hope I'm a good leader.
Everyone has so much faith in my leadership. I hope I'm ready.
You won't have to
We
carry
went from
the
being
Inquisition
the keeper
alone.
second to
although it must
basically
feel
being the
like
keeper of the Inquisition.
We needed a leader. You have proven yourself.
I trust your advice.
You responded quickly to the attack on Haven. Without that, so many more would have died. I'm grateful for any help you can give.
Thank you, Inquisitor. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word.
I feel like it's running a little bit better too in windowed mode.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
It is a demon.
No,
if you prefer.
it's not.
Although the truth is somewhat more complex.
He helped us.
Cole warned us about Corypheus at Haven. He saved a lot of lives.
And what will its help cost? How many lives will this demon later claim?
None. You don't have to have
In
such a
fact,
negative outlook on
his
the world,
nature is
Vivian.
not so easy
Your
to
negative
define.
attitude might cause him to
Speak
turn into a
plainly,
demon.
Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he
Solus
wishes
would
to
look
help.
better without eyebrows.
I suggest you allow him to do so.
Sure.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. I can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
You're feeling their pain?
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping, thirsty. Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
You're using your powers as a spirit to help people.
Yes? I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes.
Yeah, a
But
lot
I
of
made
Cole's
friends
backstory
too.
in
Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends.
Not Masked Empire.
I lost
Not
everything.
Stolen Throne or The Calling.
I learned how to be more
Still
like
it's in
what I
between.
am. It made
I've
me
already forgotten
different,
the name of it.
but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
Then stay and help us.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt, the helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
Give him a chance.
You say he won't die for hours yet, but you can't know that for certain.
His body is failing.
He could recover, or the healers could find another way to help him.
How do you know?
You don't.
I don't, and neither do you. That's part of life.
Try. I want to stay.
You're a trainer!
Hello? Yes, hello. I am your trainer.
Yes?
I am your trainer.
You said that.
Good, because it has been a long journey. The cause is just, and if we don't start soon, you won't have time to learn. I am your trainer.
I welcome you.
Thank you for coming to train me.
What? Oh, yes, of course. You're welcome. Thank you. I was charged with studying the breach and the subsequent rifts to discover how they affected traditional
I
disciplines.
love you.
I was enthralled. So were the 19 others, I presume. They're dead. They learnt the power, but couldn't wield it. Rift Mage Inquisitor. The forces are incredible. And with training, you will be incredible.
Yes, I will.
I know how not to die, and I can teach it. It's incredible.
The rifts are recent.
The rifts were triggered by the breach. There's already a school of magic?
A school? No. Yes. Sort of. The holes in the veil flooded us with magic, and that can be used. It changed some rules, modified them, enough that the careless inverted themselves, old forces in new forms. Others will try, their results will vary, but you will have the best instruction. Because your trainer has already taken the risk. The price has been paid.
Who charged you with studying magic from the rifts?
The Mages Collective. I did not
Hey!
say that. Yes, I did say
We
it,
like the
and
Mages Collective
we're proud
here.
to help. We are nimble, we could move quickly and commit people to this rift magic. Many people. Their lives made it stable and safe. We're very proud.
You didn't mention your name.
I am your trainer.
That isn't a name.
It is what I am. I try very hard to remember that much. There is so much else to keep in mind. Understand, Inquisitor, that I have learnt it all very quickly, so you do not have to.
Tell me why this would best suit me.
You are the Inquisitor.
And?
You deserve power that casts your enemies aside with the abandon of a creative force, crushes them with your very will. That is the promise. Who better than you? You are the Inquisitor.
Alright, show me how to begin.
Very well. Show me how this should go.
It goes places you have been, and some you have not. That is necessary. So the price is not paid twice. Follow the instruction, and you will know the way. You'll understand the power. Then, I'll show you more. After all, I am your trainer.
Yes, you are. Vius Anaxis.
Inquisitor, I heard a tapping. My skills are required.
Oh, no.
And you are...
Speak of...
I'm not committing to this yet.
Nope, we're doing Rift Mage. It's the most fun. Invest and commit.
He's in the Dales. He
Bonnie
fights
Sims.
Lady Inquisitor. Bonnie seems at
Are you
your
related to
service.
Bonnie Lem?
I trust good secret was not too coarse. Now that you've come to some good fortune, you deserve an upgrade. As master of the tradesman, I stand ready to supply your every need.
All right. Well, thank you.
We'll speak another time.
Of course, Lady Inquisitor.
Do I have things to sell? Probably don't need these at the moment. I think I need 2 of these. Thren, hello.
Your worship.
Don't know who you are.
Our mounts have never...
Master Dennett, you're alive.
Feels good to be back at work, Inquisition. And lucky you have me. Mountain air like this, not healthy for many animals. But I'll make do with your little fortress.
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me wonder what you're capable of.
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
That's
farewell.
Make her be with you.
I really like the Avar Warnug.
That'll do fine.
Anything around up here? Oh, you're whittling.
This is just... It's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, this is better. It's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
I'm pleased that you feel that way.
Makes me sound like a Chantry sister, doesn't it? Some giddy new initiate. But so be it. I suppose you've earned my loyalty and girlish enthusiasm. You are who you choose to follow. Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
Wise words.
There's wisdom in that.
It was a chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but never without honor. A true knight. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice before we parted. Put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I even thanked him.
How did he help you?
There were 100 men on the field, each one fighting for himself. The knight and I had forged an alliance. It was just the 2 of us, and we took all comers. The goal, down as many opponents as possible. He always let me deliver the final blow.
Generous.
That was generous of him.
He said I stood to gain everything, while he'd lose nothing. When it was over, he offered to mentor me, to teach me to become a chevalier like him. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I didn't need him. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
It all turned out.
You're here now. A Grey Warden. It worked out.
I suppose it did, didn't it? But I'm older, hopefully wiser. And I think I've chosen the right person to walk with.
I hate that his beard clips through his collar.
Something on your mind?
I think we've already asked him those things.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Oh, I bet Cole has dialogue for us. Oh, who are you?
Inquisitor, you have come to the attention of the powerful. I am the response. Monsieur Faris at your service.
Oh, we know you.
You'll find my wares unique. I sell influence.
What does that mean, you sell influence? Ah, I see. Costs a lot of money to buy some of this stuff. We'll hold off on that. Where is Cole? Wait. Oh, it's just Blackwell. Vivian. Oh, he's in the inn. The tavern.
What did I tell you?
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them.
What's with the plums, Cole?
I'm running drills. They're drinking. And paid better.
An insult to real creatures. Is that what they want the faithful to see?
This wouldn't have happened in...
What are you doing?
Listening. Eyes rough, jangling armor hurts my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond, lips scalded as I sip, warmth blossoms, first kiss in the barn. What was his name? Tin jangle as the blood spills, Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry. 5 more minutes. My fault.
Can you listen to anyone's mind like you did hers?
No, they have to need me. Pain, fear, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt. Things I can fix.
Can you do something for her?
Yes. It's okay. Nothing you did mattered.
What? Who are you?
They lie there, and sometimes they die, just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
What are you going to do?
Make her forget me. Then do it again, the right way.
No.
Cole, stop.
Inquisitor, your worship, what are you doing here? Is this man with you?
Yes. Sorry to trouble you.
How do I do it right if I've done it wrong and I can't make her forget?
Just talk to her.
Don't root around inside her head. Treat her like a normal person.
Your worship, is that... Do you need something of me?
You were sad.
Of course I was sad. A man died because I couldn't save him.
It wasn't your fault. You could work until you fell over, and you still wouldn't save everyone.
Thank you for saying that. Excuse me, your worship.
She's not better.
Bet she will be.
She needs time to work through it.
If I'd done it right, it would have worked faster.
Then you have time to work through it too.
I don't understand. But thank you for trying to help.
Is there more Cole dialogue somewhere? Yes.
Have you seen otherwise?
No.
Our heroes strode the winding road, defiant of the vile. Uncertain falls for home and fall, when met with a monstrous smile. A man his kin, through blood and sin, a bastard of the gloom. A rising cut through bone and gut, an awful skyward
We all
bloom.
did. I think this one is simply not my...
Roderick was sorry before he died.
I'm glad to hear it.
Roderick was a pebble in the Inquisition's boot. A little remorse seems only
That seems
fair.
a bit more callous than I
Blood
intended.
everywhere. Monsters, madness, dying. We're all dying. The Herald stands against it, and heads turn. Desperate and simple. Pure. Voices in the chantry. Years since I'd sung the song and felt it flowing through me. But this is real. This is real. So long since I'd felt it. Falling, flying, faith. And I fought her. Make her forgive me. I hope I did enough. He hates it all because of the darkness behind the door. Some doors should stay shut.
Alright, Cole, let's talk about your past.
I'd like to talk about what happened to you before we met.
Before you, Rhys was my friend. He showed me I was wrong to kill the mages. I thought I was helping them. Then he and Evangeline went to Adamant, and I went with them. I was worried Evangeline would hurt Rhys. We found out dangerous things.
Asunder.
It scared
That's what it
Seeker
was.
Lambert, and he scared the mages. It started the rebellion. Seeker Lambert told me what I was. Rhys couldn't look at me. I ran until I found more Templars. That's all.
I'm pretty sure Cole kills Lambert at the end of that.
You said Seeker Lambert told you what you were.
I'm hiding Rhys from him, but he chants words and sees. I won't let you hurt Rhys. My nose explodes, a shower of blood. Just another parasite that's wormed its way into our world, feeding off all the things you can't have. What we found at Adamant made him angry. We were the first rock rolling at the top of a mountain. He had to stop us. He
I
killed
don't remember
so
what they found
many.
at Adamant.
He didn't care. Cold, corrupt. So I came and killed him.
If you hated Seeker Lambert, why go to the Seeker Fortress?
Because he was right. I was a demon. I saw demons at Adamant. They put people in the dark, in the old hurts. I didn't want to be that. I heard the old songs of the Templars at Val Royeaux and followed them. If I forgot, fought, fell to felling, Templars would kill the demon. I wouldn't hurt anyone again.
What can you tell me about Adamant Fortress?
It is old, full of sadness and pain. It should be torn down. The veil is thin. We found a demon there. It had touched a man and made him real again. It scared Rhys and Evangeline. The man wasn't supposed to be real. Then the demon found us. It put me back in the cupboard on the bad day. Rhys and
So
Evangeline.
Cole was a real person. He was a boy who, his father abused him and his sister. I think the mom either died or he killed the mom. And when the father was like beating them, Cole, the human, snapped, killed his father with magic, got sent to the circle. But the Templars abused him and he died before being evaluated. And Cole, as a spirit, went to the boy and granted him relief, but then took his form.
What did you mean when you say you killed mages?
Some of the mages at the Spire wanted to die. Too sad, too scared, too much. I didn't know what I was. A ghost, I thought. Fading in the fade. When I came to them, they could see me. I used the knife to set them free. When Reese found out, he made me stop, made me understand. There were other ways to help. I didn't know.
You made a mistake.
It sounds like you didn't know what you were doing.
No, I killed people. I knew. I just thought I had to. They were hurting, helpless, haunted. It was all I could do. It was wrong. I was wrong. If I start again, you or Cassandra or Cullen need to kill me.
What was the Spire like when the Mage Rebellion started?
Dead and dying, begging and bloody. Some wanted freedom, some peace, some war. Some wanted it all to stop. Evangeline was a Templar, but she helped Reese help the others. She set them free. Adrian was a mage, but she killed mages to force the fight. She wanted blood. Reese just wanted to help, to stop people hurting. Maybe that's why he saw me.
And Reese was your friend.
What can you tell me about Reese?
He was a mage. He saw me when most couldn't, and he remembered. He helped me, and I watched over him. I worried Evangeline would hurt him. She was a Templar, but she didn't like hurting people. When I left, she stayed.
Well, it feels a
Now
little weird.
she watches over him. They should have been with the rebels. Maybe they ran away together instead. Neither of them like killing.
I could find them.
If you like, I could use the resources of the Inquisition to locate your friend.
No. If they are alive and safe, they should stay away. The last time he saw me, he didn't want to look at me. He saw a monster. Let him forget.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know? It wasn't blood in the bath, fingers on the scalp, intimate, and then the moment is gone.
Templars.
I'd like to talk with you about Templars.
They're heavy with forgotten songs, like Varric. Some of them are too loud. It's hard to stay near them. Cullen is softer, but demons asked questions that hurt him. Evangeline was kinder. I want to explain, but Reese's mother spoke to spirits, but not to him. Then she died for a Templar he loved. Words just bounce off the edges.
What's your general opinion of Templars?
Some like hurting mages. It makes them happy, or less afraid, or dreams again. Woke up shaking, stalking the ground for one who looks like her. Always some rule being broken. But not all Templars listen when whispers crawl around inside them. They try to protect people, like Cullen. The good ones remember that mages are people.
Can you tell me more about how the Templars feel to you?
They feel older than they look. They've been changed, and their bodies are incomplete now. The lyrium helps, but their bodies always want to connect to something older, bigger than they are.
When we get into
That's
the
why they
descent,
block
this will make a bit more sense.
They reach for that other
So try to
thing,
retain this
and magic
information.
has no room to come in. Like when I listen to Varric.
Can you tell me more about how the Red Templars are different?
The red lyrium is different, darker. Daggers under the skin. It eats you inside until you're nothing. They hear a different song. The song behind the door old whispers want opened. They are dead and dark and done.
That's very
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know? He was dead the whole time. He didn't know.
That's a reference to, the movie with Bruce Willis. Not Sixth Sense. Oh my god, what was it? I'm gonna be so upset that I didn't remember this. I'm gonna kick myself. It's one of my favorite movies. Oh, it was The Sixth Sense. For some reason, I thought that was a different movie. Cool, I got it right. How do you
Can
think?
you explain how your mind works?
Yes?
What do you sense when you focus on me?
You're too bright. Like counting birds against the sun. The mark makes you more, but past it, you reach across. Mindful meaning. You pull it through to this side, make it real here. And past that, the weight of all on you. All the hopes you carry, fears you fight. You are theirs. It must be very hard. I hope I help.
Walk me through the way you help someone.
I start by listening. I hear hurt, feel it fretting. Some you can solve by giving something, food, a blanket, sleep. Some are intangible, terrible tangles that catch on a crack, fixed, festering, and the person makes a pearl of pain. I shake it loose. No pearl, no pain. They can hope, they can heal.
It must be sad, feeling everyone's pain all the time.
Why?
Isn't it?
No. I help. I find wounds and heal them. I salve, soothe, save. I see pain and make it better. How could I not be happy?
That's a good way to be.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know?
Probably a side effect of him being a spirit. Meriden.
Inquisitor. A title hard to rhyme. A challenge for another day, I think. Forgive me my distractions, Eminence. I'm overwhelmed by you and what you've done. My name is Meriden, a humble bard.
You're a bard?
Are you a bard, like those of Orlais?
Oh, heavens no. I'm a minstrel first. My weapon is a cutting tongue, not blades. I hope my skills will help in some small way, if only I can give your deeds their due.
What do you bring to the Inquisition?
A simple thing that you know well. The power of a muse to rally hearts and minds. Inquisitor, I want to spread the word of what you've done. A small but vital role. Perhaps I'll also make a coin or two.
Carry on, then.
Oh, I will do my best, Inquisitor.
Where's Varric? Now that I'm thinking about all this. Iron Bull, Cassandra. Oh, I know where Varric is. He's up top with his guests. We didn't talk to Dorian or Liliana yet. I'm gonna talk to them.
Someone emptied a whole bag of turnips into the fire. Ah, Maker, the smell is everywhere. I was going to use them for dinner and then... Oh, I can't recall who took them.
Cole's doing some weird stuff. I'll have to go get some answers. I want this. Way of the Rift Mage. From Power Bleeds, Harness the Flow, your trainer's words make one passage stand out. There are no tomes dedicated to this manipulation. There has been no time for academics, only the practical, and not in a manner that mitigates risk. Power in raw form has found an outlet, both visible and in ways that only we of arcane proclivity can sense. The risk is great. From this page forward, these are the notes of Thelric. They began as work of my mentor Julian, and I will continue in the research she began as she cannot because she is dead. The rift we were examining did not react well to her last investigation. We believed ourselves prepared for a demonic manifestation. We were not prepared for the energies, for how the energies we expected would be encountered. Well versed in the forces that magic can produce, my seniors were surprised by an alteration, a deviance. That which previously had to be coaxed is now a flood that must be staunched. The same amount in a different intensity, quick to expose fault in the way it is accessed. She drew too much expecting resistance. There was none, and her form suffered the brunt. Tread carefully in studies of new matters, for I cannot unsee the end of her. That's very sad. Dorian.
Brilliant, isn't it? One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
Not at all.
You don't need to worry about me. I can keep up.
Yes, I noticed that.
Did you now?
Certainly. If you were a slack-jawed yokel, you'd already be dead. I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori
enjoy
was a
Dorian's
Magister.
mustache.
But this is something else completely.
But I'm
In
not a fan
Tevinter,
of
they
his
say the
haircut.
Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters. A dark spawn.
You seem upset.
Why does that make you angry?
Because the Imperium is my home. I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it. Somewhere. But no. It was us all along. We destroyed the world.
It's not destroyed yet.
Last I checked, the Blights hadn't actually destroyed the world.
Not for lack of trying. If
I've
they were
done
more
significant
clever,
damage.
they'd have unleashed something that would really do the job. No one will thank me, whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
Nobody knows that.
We don't know what will happen. Nobody does.
An optimist! Such a rare breed. I've stumbled upon a unicorn. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped. Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world. Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way.
And I'm sure you have dialogue.
So I take it you're Dalish? Is that the correct word here?
Yep.
Yes, that's right.
We don't have Dalish clans coming northward, for obvious
A little
reasons.
hard to see you.
So I've never met one of your people before, although I've heard about them. Little. I hope this won't be an issue between us. I am here to help you deal with the Venatori, after all.
I appreciate your help.
And I appreciate your help, Dorian.
Excellent. Mutual appreciation is a grand way to begin.
I think we've already
I'd
talked
like to
about
ask
all
you
this
about
stuff.
Tevinter.
Popular topic. Anything specific?
Corypheus was a magister.
Corypheus is a figure out of Tevinter history. He was a magister.
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended. The Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City. It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believed.
But it's not a story.
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he even remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale. All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I should go.
As you wish.
Grand Enchanter Fiona. The Veil. We've already read something like this.
Greetings, Inquisitor. That is your title now, yes? I should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe, you could have demanded anything you wished. Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
I believe in your cause.
You rebelled for a good reason.
I knew you, of all people, would understand. I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion, and now I am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
You were once a Grey Warden?
Yeah, we knew her
Mine is
in the
an
colony.
unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a warden.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the Circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
I've been meaning to ask, how exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm not proud of our choice, but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
You're not still the Grand Enchanter, then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is, and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one. That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
I trust everything is well with the mages?
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars, but overall, it is going well.
Oh, carry on.
I'll leave you to it.
Before you go, Inquisitor, a question. In Redcliffe, after we left, did you perhaps speak with King Alistair? Considering who you are?
He wasn't in the mood to talk.
It's just that I knew his father, Marek, back when I was a warden.
I could introduce you.
You want me to smooth things over with him? Introduce you?
No. It's too late for that. I only wanted to know if he was happy. His father had such hopes for him. Don't mind me, Inquisitor. The concerns of an old woman. Nothing more.
Fiona is his mom, by the way. Oh, this is number 4. I've read these out of order. And so it was that the victory was absolute, and cheers were raised for General Not Sheraton. And so, buoyed by respect and admiration, Not Sheraton stood proud and removed the mask to state her name. For had they not accepted her, had they not thrived by her leadership, had they not become comrades despite station and masks and nonsense of protocol? And the answer was swift and bewildering, for they had not. And swiftly she was bundled away amid calls of impostor and spy and other terms she could not know, for she still did not know or lay. We'll come back here later. Helisma.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research
What
concerns.
about Maeve?
You'll find my skills
liked
are
Maeve.
exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
You're taking over the duties of Maeve?
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the
You're
best of
tranquil. I
my
can barely
ability.
make the outline of the,
What is she
the
doing?
symbol on her forehead.
I wasn't told.
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
come up and talk to Liliana. This is a note from Sparrow to Liliana. It's a spy note. It's a bunch of code words that I don't think I'm going to be able to decipher. Think about nugs and schmooples a second. This is a note complaining about a raven that is a holy terror from Saddler to Weaver. Warden brothers and sisters in Ferelden have all perished. Without the Wardens of Light will take Ferelden. We'll go north to Navarre and the Free Marches. Oh, this is an old note. And addressed by Warden Constable Blackwall of Valchevant to his recruits in 930 Dragon. Wow. If Warden Blackwall is from Valchevant, then why doesn't he have an Orlesian accent? Because Sir Michel de Chavant is an Orlesian knight from the book Masked Empire, and he has a very thick Orlesian accent. So that's interesting to me. Anything over here? No, just some very tiny barrels.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
I blame Corypheus.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time.
Or they could have all died.
I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
You care for your men, that's a good thing.
You look out for your people. That's a good thing.
Is it?
I keep
my people
quoting
know
lines
their
exactly,
duty.
and
they
I don't
know the
mean
risks.
to.
They understand that the
game since
Inquisition may
2018.
call upon them to give their lives.
Our men are not disposable.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
Alright, we're gonna jump down now. Superhero landing. Okay, let's do something more exciting than just walking around talking to people. Let's... Actually, we've got one more place to go.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived?
You should see for yourself.
That's an interesting thing. That's a head on a tool. I don't know if I like that. Alright, we got a workbench for Skyhold's design.
Hello there.
Hello! You're so cute!
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
You're the magical advisor?
Oh, you're her. The Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, your worship. Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty. Reach was pretty, too. In a destroy everything sort of way.
Welcome.
I welcome you to the Inquisition, and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible? I've looked at Harrod's devices. Precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking.
Is what now?
No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Where'd you study magic?
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar. I had to start at a circle. I had help, though. A Grey Warden, and I am forever grateful. With that sanction, I visited a half-dozen circles. The wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for
I
every
hope she
teacher.
comes back in
It's a grand
Belgard
tradition,
in
and it
some
works
capacity.
so well with new
I love her so much.
You seemed impressed by the anchor. What does it look like to you?
I heard what everyone says what you heard Coryphia say. That's a long chain of who said what's. To me, it says key. But keys do a lot of things. Open, lock, switch. Some open one thing, some open everything. It sounds like Coryphius made it to open. But it looks like you can use it to close. It may be that simple. It sure is pretty. Wish I could see through it.
You were quick to join the Inquisition. Is there something you want?
How could I waste a chance to get close to you? And Coryphius? My goodness. And actual physical rifts in the Veil? Also, dwarves? We don't dream. So, when mages talk about it, I can only, well, dream what it would be like. So there's that, and all the things you'll probably find, and what I'll get to make. The rules are different here. Plus, you're paying me a lot. Like, wow, so much.
What are your skills?
What is it you do, exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in this mythcast. So the hammer and tongue, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory, magical enchantment, and through it, the manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kind of win.
Who's the other?
You have the
Are we
ability
supposed
to
to know
make
who it is?
exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks.
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear
Oh,
for it.
I bet she's talking
And
about Sandal.
hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Harrod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
What's the story with enchanting?
Lyrium is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive. That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. Drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
Another time.
So nice to meet you.
Of course. Bring me what you want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right.
Alright, let's upgrade potions. We have Elfroot finally. And then we need more Embrium. And we have just enough Prophet Sword to do it, too. Lyrium. We need more Elfroot to do that. We need a lot more stuff for that. But we can upgrade this for some more Rashran. Can I upgrade Darby's? I don't think I can. I don't think I have enough. I could. Yeah, let's do it. And as far as Skyhold goes, I collected all these in my last game. I don't want Circle of Magi stuff. But maybe Dalish. There's not a Dalish bed. But we roamed the free marches. I'm thinking free marches too, because I like that canopy. Papery. Heraldry. I just like Dalish stuff to be here. I'm a Dalish elf. We don't have a lot of decor. I guess we'll go with that. Thrones. Carvalin. Kirkwall. Ferelden. Dragonmaw. And again, there's not a Dalish throne. But I really like the look of... Number one, the Canary one, because it looks very much like the air shocks from Dragon Age 2. But I'm thinking either Mage or Andrastian Chantry, because that's just a dope throne. Yeah, let's go with the Chantry one. Windows. I mean, we got the Sorrel glass. It's the envy of empires. We might as well use it. Special shipments. I got stuff. Ah, I see. Buy and sell tint armor. Oh, neat. I like the green metal of the Viridium. Oh, the white looks really good with that. What was that? Had weave. I like that gold. That would match kind of nice. We don't have enough dragon scale. Have anything else that's like a nice white? Oh, look at the green. Looks decent. Yeah. Cool. Should probably do that. That scared me so much. Craft armor, craft weapons. How do I go about making runes, though? We need blank runestone and stuff. Where can I get runestone at? Is it over here? No. Where do you get runestone from? Valerio, there. Oh, okay. Bonnie Sims sells it. Storage. I have storage now. I don't really need storage at the moment. What kind of runes do I have? Great Bear, cold damage, fire damage. Well, I'm gonna put those in Vivian and Solus's weapons. I have a rune. Oh, it's an armor rune, I bet. Do I still have that fire rune in here? I do. I should remove that. Oh no, wait, that's not the rune I have. Cole, we need to give you some better weapons than what you've got. Oop. Give you that. And that. Oh, they match. That's neat. Ah. Armor, you wear medium. You get a better hunter coat. What is going on? Black wall. What do you have right now? Cassandra, your weapon's better, so I'm giving this to Blackwall. Vivian. We're not quite high enough level for that. We could probably make better armor for Cole. Or maybe not. Yeah, we don't have enough metal. Oh, it's mostly leather. Sure, let's try to make it a masterwork. Got Deep Stalker hide. Guess we're going with Deep Stalker hide. More dexterity. Or more cunning. Let's give him more dex. Strength and con. Then we go over to Cole. What about your hat, Cole? Oh, that's my hat. Oh, I can give that to Blackwall. Not Blackwall. Where's Iron Bull? There. Give you a Vitar. Alright. Now we do something exciting. It's been a while. I think I'll title this episode something like interviews around Skyhold or something like that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at that. Alright. Here we go. We're gonna judge some folks for their misdeeds.
Impressive, is it not? Fit for a leader, meant to show influence and the burden of it. It is where the Inquisition will sit in judgment. Where you will sit in judgment.
Who will I judge?
Who will I be judging, exactly?
Those who have done wrong. You will know of them, at the very least. All this presumes they have survived their initial encounter with you, of course.
A grim responsibility.
Still more lives in my hands.
You are a beacon of law, Inquisitor, as others retreat from responsibility. But this needn't be bloody.
The Inquisition's sovereignty is derived from the allies who validate it. You are both empowered and bound. Justice has many tools. If their application is clever, execution may even seem merciful by comparison.
Then let us begin.
Is there anyone I should judge?
Take the throne when you're ready. We will bring him before you. This was a surprise. After you return from the bogs, we discovered this man attacking the building with a goat. Chief Mavran the Under. He feels slighted by the killing of his Avar tribesmen, who repeatedly attacked you first. What should we do with him? Where should he go?
With a goat?
You answer the death of your clan with a goat?
A courtroom? Unnecessary. You killed my idiot son, and I answered, as is my custom, by smacking your holdings with goat's blood.
Don't look at me.
No foul. He meant to murder Tevinters, but got feisty with your Inquisition. A red-headed mother guarantees a brat. Do as you've earned, Inquisitor. My clan yields. My remaining boys have brains still in their heads.
I mean, arm him and send him to the Winter.
It seems our conflict was accidental, Chief Malvern, but it can't be repeated. I banish you and your clan with as many weapons as you can carry to Tevinter.
My idiot boy got us something after all.
Everyone agrees this was a good decision. And we got more to do.
You recall
do I get
Gerion
dust every time I sit
Alexius of
down?
Tevinter. Ferelden has given him to us as an acknowledgement of your aid. The formal charges are apostasy, attempted enslavement, and attempted assassination, on your own life, no less. Tevinter has disowned and stripped him of his rank. You may judge the former magister as you see fit.
These are grave charges.
And I remember what would have happened to Thedas if his treachery had succeeded.
I couldn't save my son. Do you think my fate matters to me?
Will you offer nothing more in your defense?
You've won nothing. The people you saved, the acclaim you've gathered. You'll lose it all in the storm to come. Render your judgment, Inquisitor.
We can make him tranquil, execute him, imprison him, make him serve the mages, or as a mage, we can have him researching magic. I wouldn't, as a mage, I would not make him tranquil. He probably should be executed. If we're gonna imprison him, we might as well have him researching magic. I don't trust him on his own serving Red Cliff's mages. I think the best outcome here for the Inquisition is getting over our personal slight with him. Put him to work.
Your magic was theoretically impossible, Alexius. I could use people like you. Your sentence is to serve, under guard, as a researcher on all things magical for the Inquisition.
No execution. Very well.
Alright, we will end things off by going and doing all these war table missions that have made themselves available to us as we went around Skyhold. And then hopefully we won't have to deal with them for a while. Gonna save. There we go. Just in case I fuck things up, which I am known to do. New to the crew, young hopeful.
I have something for you, Commander. The soldiers the Herald rescued from the Falomire arrived an hour ago.
That's good.
Thank the Maker. We need good news.
We've got bandits stalking the patrols, their usual kind. I can show you people where they are. And I've tried to stop them, but they have swords and I don't. If you have extra, I want to help. Let's do... if the boy knows where they are, outfit him. It is a minor threat. Sutherland lad reported back. The bandits were cleared with minor spoils. He may have potential.
Let's see what we have.
We cannot neglect our soldiers' training.
Can we neglect roads? Our allies cannot take the same route through the mountains we did.
If it was abandoned when we arrived, who named this place Skyhold?
Solus says it changed hands so many times, the original builders can't be traced. I read the House of Armitage once built a fortress in the vicinity 5 ages ago, but the records are lost.